So you've really got to start bringing in new ideas and making it work.
Jitendra, it's been interesting to pick your brains this morning. Thanks for your time. See you again soon. Have a good week. That is all from Business Today.
Hello there. The first named storm since January is going to bring wind, but not as windy as on Monday.
This is our BBC. Hard questions.
Tell me what you're doing over here.
Time to understand the situation clearly before reporting a story.
So, finding the right advice
in a 24-hour news cycle, patience can be so frustrating.
Introducing CBeebies Parenting, your go-to space for up-to-date expert advice and support on all things parenting.
I'm Lucy Hawkins on BBC News Now.
Bedtime routines, sleep hygiene and winder.
Supporting families from day one to the first day of school. We've got what you need, when you need it. CBeebies Parenting, here when you need us.
Good morning, welcome to BBC One this Monday, the 4th of August, with breakfast.
Hello there, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Our headlines today. Weather alerts upgraded and trains cancelled. Storm Floris is due to hit large parts of the country today with a danger to life warning in Scotland during peak summer holiday season.
Good morning. The Met Office has an amber weather warning in force for northern and central Scotland, where we'll have the highest gusts of wind, widely 60 to 70 miles an hour, with exposure more than that, coupled with some heavy rain.
Also this morning, doubts cast over a car finance compensation scheme. The trade body representing lenders questions the merit of going back 18 years.
Those same lenders also warning they don't have all the paperwork. So how will a scheme work? What should drivers be doing? And is there any guarantee they'll get what they're due? I'll explain, and I'll put your questions to the regulator.
And with small boat crossings at record levels, the government promises extra cash to pilot the new migrant returns deal with France.
The agonising wait for organ donation. Kerry needs a new heart, but there are more people on the waiting list than ever before.
There's so many people waiting. Now is a really important time to have those conversations and not go against those decisions that your loved ones have made.
And in sport, the fifth and final test heads for a tense finish this morning, with England needing just 35 more runs to win following the late wicket of Joe Root before bad light stopped play.
Morning everybody, it's Monday the 4th of August and Storm Floris is set to hit Scotland, Northern England, North Wales and Northern Ireland today, with winds of up to 85 miles an hour forecast for the higher ground and some coastal areas.
A Met Office yellow warning has just come into effect as forecasters warn of unusually windy weather for this time of year.
Mairead and the announcer, thank you very much indeed. We'll be back with you a little bit later. Carol will have the latest weather for us in just a moment. It's 7 minutes past 6.
Now, for another big story today, millions of drivers could be in line for some level of compensation after being missold a car finance deal and paying a particularly big commission.
16 minutes past 6, Monday morning, and lots of people waking up this morning needing to know what Carol can tell us with the weather, because it's going to be a challenging day for plenty of communities. Good morning, Carol.
Morning, Carol.
Do the damage.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. Well, wherever you are today, it is going to be a windy day, but the Met Office has a yellow degrees. Back to both.
Carol, at one point, all of Scotland was just completely covered up by blue there, which highlights what we're likely to see later. Thank you. Yes. We'll get more.
Wet and windy. Wet and windy. What a combination. It's not a great one, is it, Luxmy?
No, absolutely not, Carol. And we'll have our reporters across the country to give us the latest on the situation as that develops.
Right now, though, we're going to talk about the fact that the NHS is urging the public to join the organ donor register. The number of individuals waiting for a transplant right across the UK has hit a record high, but donor and transplant numbers have fallen.
And the time is now 6:22. Time to have a look at today's papers, starting with The Sun, which leads with the news of a man's death at an Oasis concert at Wembley, which we mentioned a little bit earlier. The paper says the man in his 40s is believed to have been in the stadium's upper tier at the end of the gig when he fell.
Let's have a look at The Guardian, which is reporting on those car finance payouts that Peter's been mentioning. It says that millions of drivers could be handed a share of a multi-billion-pound compensation package after being missold finance. Peter will tell us everything we need to know if you think you might be affected very shortly.
The Times says universities will be penalised if fewer than 95% of international students who are accepted onto a course start their studies. The paper reports that it's an attempt to prevent growing numbers of foreign citizens using study visas to enter the UK and then claim asylum.
And The Scotsman this morning says that Storm Floris will trigger travel chaos right across Scotland today, bringing major disruption, as we've been reporting. It looks like it's going to be a really tough day for lots of people, doesn't it?
It does. And Carol will, of course, continue to have the details for us this morning. But just something else unrelated to bring you. One of the papers this morning, the Mail, says British men are more polite than British women. Did you know that?
Really?
Even if you didn't, you'd be too polite to contradict
How
me,
do they
wouldn't
work
you?
that out?
Well, here's their thinking. They say that men use the word mate more often than women, and apparently that's enough to constitute politeness.
It's a low bar.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
and I don't know if that. I think it's just because mate. It's more of a blokey phrase. I don't know. How often do you use?
Quite a lot, but
Do
normally
you?
when I've forgotten somebody's name, to be honest, rather
So
than
it's
being
not
particularly polite.
It's a sign of poor memory. Maybe women just have better memories than men and remember names.
But I think, do you think women are saying mate more often as well?
I don't know, mate.
Very good. I like this
That's the
story
first time I've used
in the papers, in the Times today. It might only be 6 o'clock in the morning, but apparently we're already thinking about 6 o'clock this evening.
Oh, peckish.
Because apparently the time we eat our dinner in the evening has got much earlier. We're now eating at, on average, 12 minutes past 6.
That is my perfect dinner time, actually.
Yeah.
I hate a late dinner. I've actually had occasions where my friends have suggested meeting at 7:30 for dinner, and I've asked to push it back. Because if you're meeting at 7:30, by the time your food comes, by the time you're actually eating, it's nearly bedtime.
You're right, mate. You're right. But is that not just when you're doing this?
No, even on if I have the
Getting
choice,
up
even at
early.
a weekend. Yeah, even at a weekend.
Well, they're saying
I
that
just get hungry.
restaurants right across the country now say that the most popular booking time's 6 o'clock in the evening.
There you go. Early bird special is now for everyone.
25 past 6. Now, it's almost 2 weeks ago that we brought you the news that the Black Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne had died. And attention is now turning to how his life should be commemorated.
And of course, the Birmingham Bull has already been named after Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy, but I feel like an airport, that is the ultimate.
Next level.
That is next level.
Maybe
I can't
just
think of a
name
higher.
Birmingham after Ozzy Osbourne. Everything.
That's going to confuse visitors, isn't it? Change all the maps.
Right, it's coming up to 6:30. Let's get the news, the travel and the weather where you are. We'll see you in a moment.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. The man's not been named, but police say he was aged in his 40s. Right, that takes us to a check on the weather with Sarah.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Storm Floris is heading into the UK at the weather, increasing sunshine.
Welcome news for a lot of people, I'm sure. OK, that's just about it. You can, of course, get all the day's news on our website, including the award-winning children's bookshop that's fundraising for its future. That's bbc.co.uk/London. And we're back in half an hour. See you then. Bye-bye.
Hello there. Welcome to breakfast this Monday morning with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. And one of the stories we've been hearing out about this morning is how drivers who are charged particularly large commissions on car loans could be in line for compensation.
Exactly how it's going to work, getting your money back, is still to be announced. But the UK's financial regulator has said that it will consult on a payout scheme. Peter is right across this. All the details. There are many details involved.
There are. It's been so confusing for drivers, hasn't it? Conflicting headlines, court judgments, those social media adverts. We do now know that the regulator is going to consult on a compensation scheme, so at least some clarity, hopefully. And we'll speak to the regulator as well a little bit later. Good morning, everyone. The Supreme Court on Friday may have sided with the car finance industry in some areas. For them, get in touch in all the usual ways. We'll pop the details on the screen. There you go. Do leave your name and I'll see if I can ask some of your questions to the regulator. John Luxmy, it's clear as we were hearing there that the car finance industry have still got some concerns about a compensation scheme. So this saga, unfortunately, isn't over yet, but some money should be due.
Peter, thank you for those details there. We'll speak to you a little bit later.
We'll keep those details on the screen for a moment because this does potentially affect millions of people, doesn't it, over such a long period of time. Lots of you have been getting in touch with questions. And if there's one person who can answer them at the moment, it's Peter. So we'll come back to him a little bit later with anything you raise.
But now let's see if we can get some answers about what's going on in the sports news today. John has all of those. Morning, John.
Yes, thanks both. Good morning. We are looking to the skies in a sporting sense as well today to try and determine how much play. I mean, it is crazy when they start, isn't it? And if it goes wrong, the whole thing's over for you. But you get your start right and you're fine. And yeah, thrills and spills always in BS.
It's all about the start.
Good to watch as well,
Brilliant,
isn't it?
really thrilling.
Great,
so great for her to get that win.
John, thank you very much indeed. See you later.
Now the time is 6:44, something quite moving and emotional now. The mother of a disabled 16-year-old boy says his life has been transformed thanks to the amazing kindness of more than 150 volunteers.
Yeah, a charity called Band of Builders helped complete the renovation of her home. Carol's right across the details and can tell us what to expect. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. The storm hasn't actually arrived yet. It does arrive as we go through the course of the morning, but our yellow weather warnings from the Met Office are already in force from now until midnight. It all calms down.
Excellent. Calmer weather to come. Thank you, Carol. Thanks for that.
Roll on Wednesday. But in the meantime, as we've been hearing, large areas of the UK going to be hit by Storm Floris today and tonight.
Yes, and one of the areas affected by the yellow warning for wind that Carol mentioned is already in place is Ripon in North Yorkshire. And that's where our reporter Ollie Constable is at a campsite there for us this morning. Ollie, good morning to you. Has the weather put off any of the happy campers? Yeah, that's a lot of gold.
Jonathan Holmes reporting there. Blows the mind, blows the budget as well, I think.
Well, it's time now to get the news, travel and weather where you are. Speak to you later.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. Right, that takes us to the weather with Sarah.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Storm Floris is heading into the UK, increasing sunshine.
Summer's returning though. OK, that's it. You can get all the day's news on our website, including the award-winning children's bookshop that's fundraising for its future. That's bbc.co.uk/London. And we're back in half an hour. We will see you then. Bye-bye.
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Our headlines today. Weather alerts upgraded and trains cancelled. Storm Floris is due to hit large parts of the country today with a danger to life warning in Scotland during peak summer holiday season.
A day of high winds expected in much of Scotland with events cancelled and serious disruption to public transport.
The Met Office has an amber weather warning which comes into force at 10 o'clock this morning and runs till 10 o'clock this evening for northern and central Scotland. Widely, we've got gusts 60 to 70 miles an hour, and with exposure, we could have 80 to 90 miles an hour. So damage and disruption quite possible.
Also this morning, doubts are cast over a car finance compensation scheme. The trade body representing lenders questions the merit of going back 18 years.
With small boat crossings at record levels, the government promises extra cash to pilot the new migrant returns deal with France.
Caged and terrified, the cats tortured and killed by a global network who then share their videos online.
And get set for a thrilling climax on the final day of England's series with India. But will they get the weather and the 35 runs needed for victory after the late wicket of Joe Root yesterday?
Morning everybody, it's Monday the 4th of August and Storm Floris is set to hit Scotland, Northern England, North Wales and Northern Ireland today, with gusts of up to 90 miles an hour forecast for higher ground and some coastal areas.
A Met Office yellow warning has come into effect as forecasters warn of unusually windy weather for this time of year.
We'll get the latest from Carol shortly, but for now, Mairead, thank you.
Now to update you on one of the other main stories today, millions of drivers could be in line for some level of compensation after being missold a car finance deal and paying a particularly big commission.
Do you know how to build a snowman?
Well,
do you know where to
that
start?
sounds like the start of a song.
Do you want to build a snowman? With no snow today. Carol's got plenty more for us to think about, though. Good morning.
Morning, Carol.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. Yes, today we are looking at Storm Floris crossing our shores, wherever you are. Then, John and Luxmy, it's calm on Wednesday.
Yes, we're looking forward to the calm after the storm. Carol, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, a BBC investigation has found an international network of online cat torture groups with links to the UK. And this network is thought to have thousands of members who post, share and sell graphic images and videos of cats being mutilated and killed.
It comes as two teenagers appear in court in London later today. Yeah, they are actually very pretty, aren't they?
They're lovely, aren't they? Probably lots of snails and slugs out across the country over the next couple of days because it's going to be very damp, isn't it?
That's right. Yes, it's been a busy day for weather and for Carol this morning, with warnings in place for parts of the UK as Storm Floris hits today. And our reporter, Ollie Constable, is in North Yorkshire for us this morning. Good morning, Ollie. You mentioned earlier a hot tub being out there at the campsite. It doesn't look like conditions that you'd want to dive into it, though.
We're camping out here instead. Well, while we have a cup of tea, let's get the news, travel and weather from wherever you are. Cheers. Cheers.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. That takes us to the weather with Sarah.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Storm Floris is heading into the UK. Actual weather, increasing sunshine.
OK, that's it. You can get all the day's news on our website, including the award-winning children's bookshop that is fundraising for its future. We're back in half an hour and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Just after 7:30 and John joins us here on the sofa with the sport. Good morning. We're talking about the weather again.
We are. Everyone's going to be looking to the skies today at the Oval with the fifth and final day in the offing for England's brilliant series with India so far. It has been a brilliant series throughout, and it's just a case of whether or not England are going to get that period in what is potentially another wet day to get the runs they need. They only need 35. So surely it's very doable, isn't it? If the weather holds. Yes, good morning. Will England get that? And the runs they need, just 35 for victory in the fifth and final test to claim a 3-1 series victory over India. Lando Norris has admitted he's not making things easy for himself this season, despite trimming the gap in the Drivers' Championship that is back.
We've got the weather for it anyway, haven't we? John, thank you very much indeed.
The time is 7:36. As small boat crossings have reached record levels, the government is promising to invest an extra £100 million in targeting the criminal gangs responsible.
Yeah, we're told this money is going to go towards a returns agreement with France, as well as more National Crime Agency officers. Let's talk about this to the Minister for Border Security and Asylum, Dame Angela Eagle. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Can we talk about that returns agreement first, please? This is the one that Keir Starmer and the French President Macron announced a couple of weeks ago, the so-called one-in, one-out deal. Dame Angela Eagle, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now the time is 7:45. Lots of weather warnings in place, a lot going on with the weather. So let's find out more from Carol. Good morning, Carol. A lot happening today.
That's right, Luxmy. Good morning to you both. Good morning to you too. I'm going to start off with the Met Office amber weather warning. Now, this kicks in at 10 o'clock this morning. It runs until 10 o'clock this evening, about 23 degrees. Luxmy and John.
What a change on Wednesday. Carol, thank you for keeping us informed on Storm Floris. And we're going to be speaking to our reporters who are out and about and have the latest on some of the travel disruption as well.
Right now, though, we're going to talk to you about a man called Dave Steele. Dave began to lose his sight nearly a decade ago, and he slipped into depression, he lost his job, he spiralled into debt, but he has found a renewed sense of purpose through poetry.
And now, in a new BBC programme about his life, Dave, who's also known as the blind poet, documents his journey while facing the final stages of sight loss. He'll be joining us in a moment, but first, here's a clip from the documentary.
Dave, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you. And you can see that documentary. It's called Our Lives, the film I will never see. It's on BBC iPlayer right now.
And now, the time is 7:58, and it's time to get the news, travel and weather where you are.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. That takes us to the weather. Any early brightness this morning will be replaced by thick cloud and spells of patchy light rain. It'll turn windy in the afternoon, with outbreaks of rain developing for the rest of the day. We'll see a top temperature today of 22 degrees Celsius. OK, that's it. You can get all the day's news on our website, including the award-winning children's bookshop fundraising for its future. Bye-bye.
How do you make something broken? Mysteries Uncovered. Wednesdays at 8 on BBC 4 and iPlayer.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Luxmy, Gopal and John Kay.
Good morning. Our headlines today. Weather alerts upgraded and trains cancelled. Storm Floris is due to hit large parts of the country today, with a danger to life warning in Scotland during peak summer holiday season.
A day of high wind expected in much of Scotland, with events cancelled and serious disruption to public transport.
The Met Office has an amber weather warning in force for that wind across northern and central Scotland. We're looking at gusts widely 60 to 70 miles an hour, with exposure 80 to potentially 90 miles an hour. So disruption is likely.
Also this morning, doubts are cast over a car finance compensation scheme. The trade body representing lenders questions the merit of going back 18 years.
Those same lenders also warning they don't have all the paperwork. So how will a scheme work? What should drivers be doing? And is there any guarantee they'll get what they're due? I'll ask the regulator in around half an hour's time.
With small boat crossings at record levels, the government promises extra cash to pilot the new migrant returns deal with France.
We're going to talk about the agonising wait for organ donation. Kerry needs a new heart, but there are more people on the waiting list than ever before.
There's so many people waiting. Now is a really important time to have those conversations and not go against those decisions that your loved ones have made.
Morning all, it's Monday the 4th of August and Storm Floris is set to hit Scotland, Northern England, North Wales and Northern Ireland today. We're hearing gusts of up to 90 miles an hour forecast for higher ground and some coastal areas.
A Met Office yellow warning has come into effect as forecasters warn of unusually windy weather for this time of year. Back to you.
Mairead, thank you very much indeed. Carol will have the forecast in just a moment.
Now for details on one of the other big stories today, millions of drivers could be in line for some level of compensation after being missold a car finance deal and paying a particularly big commission.
It's 16 minutes past 8 and we need to check in with Carol because there's some really important weather coming our way for lots of communities. And well, that says it all, Carol, that map there.
It does indeed, John. Yes, good morning, everyone. The Met Office has an amber weather warning in force from 10 o'clock this morning till 10 o'clock tonight across the north. Back to you both.
OK, Carol, for now, thank you very much indeed. Busy morning for Carol and the team.
Now the time is 18 minutes past 8. The NHS is urging the public to join the organ donor register. Why? Well, the reason's quite simple. It's the fact that the number of people waiting for a transplant across the UK has hit a record high and the number of donors has fallen. Well, hopefully that's woken them up, even if they're not awake yet. Thank you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Natalie.
Let's get the news, the travel and weather from our breakfast teams around the UK. See you in a minute. Thank you.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. OK, that takes us to the weather with Sarah.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Storm Floris is heading into the UK at the moment. No significant impacts for weather, increasing sunshine.
And that'll be nice. OK, that's it. You can get all the day's news on our website, including the empty hospital used for films that's going to become housing. That's bbc.co.uk/London. We're back just after 9. Bye-bye.
Hello there, you're watching Breakfast with John Kay, and lovely to have Luxmy Gopal with us as well this week.
Good morning.
The time is 8:30.
And as we've been hearing this morning, drivers who were charged particularly large commissions on car loans could be in line for compensation.
Yeah, details are still unclear about exactly how it's all going to work. And I know there are lots of people waiting to find out, but the UK's financial regulator has now said that it will consult on a payout scheme. Peter has been looking into what that might mean potentially for millions of people watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Saturday morning, the boss of the regulator said his team needed a bit of time to read all the paperwork and work out the implications. Now he says that a scheme will be consulted on, but still so many questions about how it'll work. I'm going to put them to the boss of the regulator in just a couple of moments' time. Good morning, everyone. The Supreme Court on Friday may have sided with the car industry, the car finance industry in some areas. If you haven't made a complaint to your lender, now is the time to do it, although you don't need to do it through a claims management firm. There will still be some questions, though, if people already have. And this saga, we're not quite at the end yet.
Well, yeah, you can tell by the amount of response you've had from viewers. But Peter, thank you for trying to get some clarity among the confusion there for us. Thank you.
Now, the mother of a disabled teenage boy says his life has been transformed thanks to the amazing kindness of more than 150 volunteers.
A charity called Band of Builders has stepped in to finish renovations of the family home after a tragic bereavement. Our reporter Debbie Tubby can explain. Ollie, thank you. That really does sort the wheat from the chaff, though, doesn't it? That's a very sunny disposition to say, well, who needs a white noise machine? We've got all the rain here. Ollie, thank you.
I think Ollie needs a brolly.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to need I think we're going to all need a brolly, or lots of us this morning. Carol can tell us who needs to be concerned and what action to take. Good morning, Carol.
Morning, Carol.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. Well, as Ollie was just saying, there the Met Office has got an amber weather warning. It's not in force yet. It starts at 10 o'clock this morning. 23 degrees. John and Luxmy.
Carol, thank you for keeping us informed. You've had a lot to do this morning. I think you need a drink now, as in to rest your throat.
Oh, now you're talking.
Thank you.
You can have a drink on Wednesday when it calms down.
Thank you, John.
Now, nearly 10 to 9, and it's 2 weeks, would you believe it, since Black Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne died, and attention has now turned to how his amazing life should be commemorated in his home city of Birmingham.
Well, here's one idea, and it's one that's been backed by more than 60,000 people. Rename the airport after him. James Bovell reports.
Joel, James, thank you both for coming in this morning. Hopefully there will be some good news, some positive developments in the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the time is 8:59. Do stay with us. Headlines coming up soon.
A mother is building her bed for the night. Her young son, like many youngsters, decides that his mother's bed is preferable and climbs up for a cuddle. Journey like no other. Parenthood.
Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
How do you make something broken? Are these the oldest structures on Earth? Who made
Live from London, I'm Kasia Madeira. This is BBC News. In Gaza, at least 5 more people have reportedly died due to malnutrition, bringing the total number of deaths from starvation since the start of the war to 180. This is the scene live in Khan Yunis. Israeli media are reporting that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing to expand military operations in Gaza. At least 68 people have been killed, with many more missing after a migrant boat sank off the southern coast of Yemen. With small boat crossings at record levels, the UK government promises extra cash to pilot the new migrant returns deal
Weather
with
alerts
France.
upgraded and
Amber
trains
alert and
cancelled.
train cancellations as Storm Floris is set to hit large parts of the UK today, with the danger to life warning in Scotland. And this is the scene live from Open on the west coast of Scotland.
Events are being
Met Office says that there could be damage to buildings, coastlines and trees due to storm conditions.
And the Met Office has an amber weather warning in force for Storm Floris for that wind. We're looking widely at gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour and with exposure 80
Welcome to
to 90
BBC
miles
News.
an hour,
Israeli media are
possibly for
reporting
some
that Prime
locally,
Minister Benjamin
a little bit
Netanyahu
more.
is pushing to expand military
Also this morning,
operations
with
in
small
Gaza.
boat crossings
The reports
at
say that
record
Mr.
levels, the
Netanyahu
government
is
promises
working to
extra
free the
cash to
remaining
pilot the new
hostages
migrant
through
returns
the
deal
military
with France.
defeat of Hamas.
And
Well, this
doubts
comes
are
as more than
cast over a
600
car
retired
finance
Israeli
compensation
security
scheme.
officials
The trade
have
body
urged the
representing
US
lenders
President
questions the
Donald
merit
Trump
of going back
to pressure
18
Mr.
years.
Netanyahu to end the war
Those
in
same lenders
Gaza.
also warning
In
they
an
don't
open
have all the
letter,
paperwork.
the
The boss of
former
the regulator
officials
on
say
breakfast
that it is
refusing to
our
rule out some
professional
people losing out
judgment that
because
Hamas
of
no
lost
longer
documents. I
poses
have
a
all the details
strategic
on what you
threat
need
to
to know.
Israel. Well, in just the last few minutes,
Caged
Gaza's
and
health ministry
terrified,
says
we'll
that
have the shocking
5
story
more
of
people have
cats
died of
tortured and
malnutrition in
killed
the
by a
past
global
24
network
hours,
who then
thus
shared
bringing the
their
total
videos
number of deaths
online.
due to malnutrition since the start of the war to 180, including 93
Morning, everybody. It's
children.
Monday, the 4th of
Meanwhile,
August,
hospital
and
officials
Storm
say that at
Floris
least another
is set to
27
hit
Palestinians
Scotland,
were killed
Northern England,
seeking
North
aid
Wales
when
and
Israeli
Northern Ireland
troops
today,
opened fire at
with
2
gusts of up
different
to
locations
90 miles an
near
hour
distribution
forecast for
points
high
in
ground
Gaza
and some
on
coastal
Sunday.
areas.
A Met
Like
Office
other
yellow
international
warning
news
has come into
organisations,
effect as
Israel does not
forecasters
allow
warn
the
of
BBC to
unusually
report
windy weather
independently
for
from
this time of
inside the
year.
territory.
Meanwhile, an
So
amber
Jeremy Bowen
warning,
has the
meaning
very
there
latest
is
from
potentially
Jerusalem.
danger
Just
to
to warn
life
you
will also
that
be in place for
Jeremy's
some parts of
report
Scotland
contains
from 10
images
o'clock this morning,
of
so in an hour's
severely
time,
malnutrition.
with the latest for breakfast,
children.
Alice Key reports. Good advice, Mairead. Thank you very much indeed.
Get the latest now on one of the other big stories today. An extra £100 million is being promised by the government to target the criminal gangs organising small boat crossings. The body representing car finance providers is casting doubt on the efficiency of a proposed payments compensation scheme. Millions of drivers could be in line for some level of cash after being missold a deal and paying a particularly big commission. Well, Peter is here with more details. Peter.
That's right. Some real clarity, I think, from the regulator to breakfast this morning, but still so many questions on how this scheme will work. Good morning, everyone. It's all been so confusing for drivers, bombarded with social media adverts too, and the Supreme Court judgment on Friday added to the confusion a bit. But we do now know that the regulator is going to consult on a compensation scheme, and it could be sizable. Look at these numbers. We could be talking about drivers wait for this scheme to launch. Still a long way to go. This consultation on a possible scheme should launch, we think, by early October.
Peter, thank you for answering some of the questions we've had from viewers so far. Thank you.
Carol will have the weather for us in a moment, but as people in northern parts of the UK brace themselves for Storm Floris today, Australia has been experiencing something rather different. Record-breaking snowfall. This is Australia.
Look at that. Yes, you heard that right. Snowfall in Australia and a very impressive snowman there. More than 40 centimetres fell in New South Wales over the weekend. That's the most since the mid-80s, which means a lot of those children, they've never seen snow in their home town at all.
I think some of the adults as well.
Yeah.
Queensland also covered for the first time in decades, and Australians have been travelling across the country to get a picture. One couple got engaged with a backdrop they will never forget. Do you think he was so staggered that she said yes?
Yeah, exactly. Bowled over, not by snowballs, but with the fact that she said yes. But from snow to slightly different weather conditions, Carol has got more for us. Morning, Carol. Some weather warnings in place this morning.
That's right, Luxmy. Yes, good morning both. Good morning to you too. The Met Office has an amber weather warning for wind. Now, it kicks in at 10 o'clock and it runs till 10 o'clock tonight as we go through the rest of the night. John and Luxmy.
OK, Carol, thank you very much indeed. Busy day ahead for all of you in the Weather Centre. Thanks for that. Cheers.
Now it's time to get more weather, plus the news and travel from where you are.
Good morning from BBC London. I'm Victoria Hollins. The Metropolitan Police has appealed for witnesses after a man died falling at Wembley Stadium during an Oasis concert on Saturday night. On to the weather with Sarah.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Storm Floris is heading into the UK at a lot of dry and settled weather, increasing sunshine.
OK, that's it. You can get all the day's news on our website, including the empty hospital used for films that's going to become housing. That's bbc.co.uk/London. We're back at lunchtime. Enjoy your morning. Bye for now.
Now we've got an upsetting but really important story for you now, because a BBC investigation has found an international network of online cat torture groups with links to the UK, and this network is thought to have thousands of members who post and share and sell graphic images and videos of cats being mutilated and killed.
Comes as two teenagers appear in court in London later today to be sentenced for torturing and killing two kittens in a park in West London in May. Our correspondent Angus Crawford has more, and as you may imagine, this report has some distressing details.
Jonathan Holmes reporting.
We're back from 6 tomorrow morning. Goodbye.
Until then, stay dry, have a good day, bye-bye.